Welcome back, friends, to the Michael D. Show. We're in the Beyond Publishing Studios here in Dallas, and I'm so excited about our next guest. Ilona is originally from Russia, but she's here today from Minnesota. She's a best-selling author, a TEDx speaker, an international speaker, and she's the CEO of IP Resilience and Global Magazine. She's a master life coach and God's masterpiece. She's been featured on Fox News, CBS, Forbes, NBC, Powerhouse, and Influence Magazine. Ilona, it's so great to have you here today.
Hi, Michael. Good to be here, of course. Love it.
Now, you've been writing and publishing a lot of books. How many books have you penned?
Right now, I have 5 that is being published, but I still have like 7 on the works. So my goal is to be 10 times best-selling author.
What kind of feedback are you getting from women, but also from men, with these books?
What my message is about identity. I call myself as identity guru because I don't just talk about things. I combine smarts and also my experience with it. So what we do is I talk to the people who have the PhD, who are poor in their resources and who are hungry to do something in their lives, and also who are determined and persistent to go after their dreams.
That's very powerful. Now, you're not taking just a motivational self-help approach. You actually have the spiritual dimension. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, 22 years ago, after, or actually more than that 22 years ago, I became, associated with, and wanted to do God's ministry to share His love with others as well. And I've been called to become a pastor and wanted to just impact the world in a different aspect. Usually people, when they see facade of the person, they also need to see and connect with their heart. And that's what my message is. Do not lose your identity. You still can love God the way you want to love God without losing who you are.
Now, you speak a lot about rejection in your book. What role did rejection play in your life? Rejection
is a part of, I think, everybody's life. Nobody likes to see the word no. No, they think it's like everything is like shut down in front of you. But I was rejected by my grandparents because my skin tone, my eyes did not match the Armenian culture. Wow. Therefore, I was rejected. I was never been rocked to sleep or was fed. My dad didn't want me because his first child is a girl and he wanted a boy. Oh. I was rejected entering to the universities in Georgia because of my Russian last name. My boss told me that I cannot pursue education because it's too much for me. Oh, wow. My doctor told me that I cannot run or do anything heavy with my legs. Wow. And I use that power of no, every single closed door inside of me. I digged deeper for who I am, and guess what I achieved? I ran the triathlon and marathon. I went to the beauty pageant and won that after people called me ugly. I went to the university and finished that in 1 year with a 4.0 GPA. Wow. Became a student speaker in there as well too. So
you started your master's program as you were doing your bachelor's
program.
Correct.
Yes. They were like,
now you're working on your doctorate, I think.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Congratulations. Now you have a very historic story of your great-grandparents in the Armenian Genocide. Tell us that.
Armenian Genocide. Every time I speak about Armenian, people usually are asking, "Where is Armenia? Is it American, Albania?" I'm like, no. What I want the message to be shown or known to people is about where is Armenia and what Armenia is all about. What I want them also to know that Armenia is the first country in the world that officially accepted Christianity. Right. Armenia is the place where Noah's Ark had landed on top of the Mount Ararat, and the history had unveiled from there. And of course, Armenian Genocide that had happened during the World War I, officially on April 24th. Yeah. And my grandparents flew out of that place on April 25th. And my great-grandfather, he was given his younger sibling who was tied in front of his chest, and 5-year-old he was supposed to run with him. But what happened? After the Ottoman Empire Turkish beheaded his parents in front of his eyes, he was running. He was running. While he was running, his brother, 5-year-old brother, disappeared. And at that moment, he had to make the decision. Do I keep running and save my life and the life of the 2-year-old around me? Or do I go back and possibly lose my life, sacrifice the life of my 2-year-old brother, and hopefully save us 3 all? And that's why decisions are very important in our lives.
Talk to me about that.
Decision, word decide means do, D is do, and side is to kill. So every time we make a decision, it's a do or a die moment.
Ooh.
And that's the moment he was facing, do or die. What do you think he made a decision on?
I think he had the wisdom of God to know exactly what to do. And what did he do? I don't know.
He kept running.
Wow. And you're here today.
And I am here today because of decision that he had made to keep running. And that's why the impact and decision that we make today will influence the generation and the legacy that we are going to leave to our children and the children of our children as well. So this is an important lesson that they brought into my life. And also another lesson that they taught me, that never repay evil with evil. It doesn't work this way. I could have been angry into all the Ottoman Empire, all the Turkish people, and be mad for them and seek revenges. No, because I'm not responsible for other people, what they do, say, or think.
Wow.
I am my own person, and I will respond to what I do to God eventually.
And that's worked for you very well. Yes. So share a risky moment in your life.
Oh my goodness. The risky moment, sometimes there is a line between stupidity and risk.
So what was a risky moment in your life?
Well, I've been always a good student, quiet, but I always wanted to know what is something about people who are doing bad things. It's, like misery loves company, and
Right.
I wanted to know what's outside out there. So my risky thing that I have done in my life, one of those is I went and invaded into the property of the president.
Oh my
in my
goodness.
country, to his ranch, because he had grown most luscious, amazing lilacs that you would see grooming and glooming in the world, period. End
Were you
of
a
story.
teenager at this time?
I
20s?
I actually committed that crime every year when I was 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, until I graduated my school.
And this is in Georgia.
It's in Georgia, yes.
The former Soviet Union.
I would go to his ranch, break into it, despite of the guards who were there with the rifles and were shooting. It still, bullet did not hold me back.
Right.
But the risky stuff was, I was trying to get a reward. What was my reward from doing it? And like I said, there is a line between stupidity and the risk. So I wanted to see my reward of doing something, some crime or risk.
Did you ever get caught?
Yeah, but did it stop me? No. Bullet could not stop me. Nothing could stop me. So what I did, my point to go there and the reason, I would break those lilacs. I would fill up in the bunch on the top of my arm. And I would go down and I would give these branches to all the lonely people down the road. And that's why I said the risk and that bullet worth every single smile that I shared when I was giving out these,
Wow.
flowers.
You're an overachiever. And what have you not achieved yet?
What I have not, I wanted to conquer the world. I wanted to be an international speaker and motivate people. I want to build my own empire,
Right.
that I can hire the right people, not people with the degrees, but people with smarts and the right energy.
Right.
So we can influence the world and the world will come to us.
Well, tell me a little bit. I know you won a dance competition recently, and tell me about the ministry. And when you're speaking on stage, what's the message you leave with people? And is it different when you speak to a business crowd versus a church crowd?
Anywhere I speak, I have to brand myself as such. I have to always be consistent with my messages. And there's 2 things I want people to know. Number 1, not to base your identity on someone else's opinion, because opinions, just like the armpits, everyone got them, but most of them stink. And the second one is, do not be afraid to trust your unknown future to a known God.
I love that. That's
That's it.
powerful. Well, we're here with Ilona, and I'll let you say your last name.
Parunakova.
You got that. So Google her, find her, follow you. What's the best way for them to find you, hire you, have you on their podcast?
So the first one, they can connect with me on IG. It's IP Resilience. On the website is www.ipresilience.com or www.ilonaparunakova.com.
Well, that's exciting. Thanks so much for being here. We want to have you back in the future.
Yes, excellent, Michael.
Tell me a little bit about Bella's Butterfly. It's a beautiful book, and you're selling.
This message was supposed to be for my daughter because there's so many influences out there with the media, and as much as the parents are trying to do their job, media takes over our kids. So my message was to write the book to every girl from ages 5 to 9, tell them the story, how beautiful they are, not to base all your identity on somebody else's opinion as well. So looks can be deceiving. Look at the butterfly, look at the caterpillar. Sometimes people look at us as a caterpillar, right?
Yes.
The eyes are ugly, unuseful, this boring creature. But what you need to do is discover who you are inside of you. It's that butterfly.
Bella's Butterfly. There you have it right there. Check it out. And go find her on the web. We've got the click in the show notes. And thanks so much for being here. Really proud of you.
You too.